Hello Aries, welcome to my channel, The Mother Speaks Tarot. My name is Allison. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. And if you do subscribe today, thank you. Thank you to everybody, all my subscribers, all my viewers. I'm very grateful for all of you. For those of you who are new and don't know, I'm also an author. I'm writing a series, an action-adventure love story on superhero twin flames called Perception, the Two Yet One, book one here, which I've read aloud live on Facebook. And then I uploaded all of those videos here to YouTube. Book two is published and available, and all the links that you need for my books are in the description box below, whether it is to purchase or watch me read book one aloud. Okay, also, I am still offering personal readings at this time. If you would like to contact me to set an appointment, the information to do that is also in the description box. All right, everyone, so a quick explanation about what I'm doing here. We just had Father's Day, and to celebrate the father energy, we are receiving our messages from different father energies. We're doing this just like we did last month with the mother. It was Mother's Day last month, and this is the Mother Speaks Tarot, a channel that the feminine asked me to create so that she would have a platform to speak, because she's been ignored and downplayed for thousands of years, and she even gave me the name. And so to celebrate the mother energy, we celebrated all month long, and we're doing that with father energy because we love the father as much. It's just that the mother hasn't really had a place to speak, but we love and respect the masculine. I love God, I love the father, and so that's how we're celebrating Father's Day this month too. So the first week of this month, we received our messages from Master Jesus. Last week, we received our messages from Thoth. And this week, we are receiving our messages from what I'm calling Father Nature. Okay? We have Green Man here. Isn't he happy? I love Green Man. When I was making jewelry a few years back, I used to make these awesome Green Man bracelets. Okay, and then what we have here is Cernunnos. Okay, I did some research, and it seems that Cernunnos came first, and then Green Man was kind of created. But I wanted them both out here because they're basically the male energy of nature. So, okay, so as a reader, I read minor arcana cards as messages about your free will, and major arcana cards as messages about your divine blueprint. Your divine blueprint is the plan that you made for your life before you incarnated, so that you would encounter and hopefully learn certain poignant lessons of life that, when learned, raise the vibration and wisdom encoded within your soul. Because of the free will, it is possible to lower in vibration in a lifetime, but if you can manage to rise in vibration lifetime after lifetime, you get to a place where you are what is called enlightened during a lifetime, and enlightened like Jesus and Isis, Thoth, Buddha. And we know that these people all bring positive energy to the earth. And so when we're looking at your major arcana cards, it's kind of like looking at fate, but not really, because of the whole free will thing. There are times that we write things into our divine blueprint that we can't change no matter what we try, and that's because we wrote them that way. And those times are indicated to me by the Wheel of Fortune card, which you do not have. So let's get started. Right here at the heart of everything, Aries, it looks like what I'm getting from this is that you're experiencing some negative karma. I'm just, yeah, I just feel like you are experiencing some negative karma. This is the Six of Boons. Boons is Earth energy, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus energy. This is about someone running from something really awful, and she doesn't even have time to put on shoes or put on a coat or anything, and she runs out into the frosty forest, and because dying out in the frosty forest is better than whatever was happening at her wherever she lived. And the good karma is that these little rabbits lay on her and keep her warm. This is in reverse for you, however, and I'm just not feeling like this is manifesting at this point, because the energy that is crossing this energy is always read right side up, and this is the Three of Challenges. The challenges is swords, Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius energy, and this is a very different Three of Swords. This one has a message about breaking your own heart because of giving up. This man is very poor, and he has these children that they're all starving, and he thinks that it would be better to abandon them in the enchanted forest so that they could either die quicker instead of slowly starving to death, or maybe they would survive. Like, he just gives up because he doesn't think that he can save his children when he's broken his own heart because he gave up. This is the fairy tale. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I forgot to even mention the tarot. This is the Forest of Enchantment tarot I'll be using because it's based on the forests of the UK, which is where Green Man and Cernunnos come from. So this is fairy tales. Sorry, guys. I'm going to pull at least 2 cards from the Earth Magic by Stephen D. Farmer at the end of the reading, and I will be reading from the book for those, and if I need to clarify, I'll use my Little Rider tarot, okay? Anyway, so this is fairy tales, okay? So this is the tale where the children know that he's trying to abandon them, okay? And they take breadcrumbs one day, and the birds eat them, and so then the next time, because they miraculously find their way back, the next time they bring little white stones, and that way they're able to follow where they go back home as well. And so this is, when I see these two together, I think that there is some negative energy here where you broke your own heart. And that's why it's being portrayed as, this is the karma card, okay? This is the good karma. But this is you breaking your own heart somehow. And you are really, really exhausted. You are so tired. Your energy is spent. This is the 10 of spells. This is your own energy. Spells is wands, which is fire. Aries with Leo and Sagittarius energy. This is the 10 of wands, represents exhaustion. Now these the message with this depiction here is, this is the story of these princesses that they go with someone at night, and they dance all night so fervently that they destroy their shoes every single night. And then if you look at them, you see that their hair has come down, which represents wantonness and abandon for this time. So what happened here is they were under a spell in the night. This spell would have them get up and go to a different dimension or something and dance all night long. And when they come home, they're not really happy. They're exhausted. They have humiliated themselves in some way. That one of them is crying. Okay, so I just feel like maybe maybe you feel like you were under a spell or something, and you got carried away with it. Okay, there may have been a very strong spell. These people, these girls can't seem to help themselves. Right? So you're very sad. You're brokenhearted and you're exhausted. You may have just gotten involved with something that carried you away, and it ended up creating some negative karma for you, and your own heart was broken. Sorry, Aries. Love you guys. Big hugs. All right, now this is the energy that's moving out of your life at this time, and what I'm feeling from this is that there's just you may have thought that you had options and they just never really manifested. And now this idea of options or ways out is on its own way out. This is the recent past that is moving out of your life at this time. This is the Seven of Boons. Okay, so this is the one that comes after this first card with all the bunnies. Okay, so they're both in the reverse, and they're both, you know, this is the Six and this is the Seven of Boons. Sorry, I'm hiccuping. I'm trying not to. But so these options or these doors or these ways out or something may have something to do with this, what happened here. Maybe you thought you had all these options. Look at all the number of bunnies that you've got here, and you've got 7 doors here, and then you've got like all these women here, a bunch of people. 10. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wow, there's only 7 princesses in this 10 of spells, and this is the 7. Huh. Options? Bunnies. Bunnies represent fertility. The Seven of Boons is usually about like staying diligent in the energetic garden that is your life. However, in this particular deck, this is more of a Seven of Cups type energy where you have a bunch of options. Okay? However, they never manifested. Now, for me, as a reader, these 2 cards are future cards, and they're both major arcana cards. So these are a big part of your divine blueprint. Okay. So what we have here is the Council of Animals in the reverse. The Council of Animals. Okay, so this is the Forest of Enchantment deck, and going through the forest is it represents the spiritual journey. Okay, you have the 0, which is the Fool. It is the white heart that shows up, and you follow it into the forest. You literally follow your heart, and that is the Fool card, where you take a leap of faith. The Council of Animals is when you've been already going through the forest, and now it's time for judgment. All the animals get together and they discuss how you acted in their forest, and a judgment is issued. So this is in the reverse. So right now, the energy of an ending is beginning to manifest. Okay, it's not fully, it's not judgment time just yet. But the judgment is the last step before the end. Okay, it's the culmination of everything that happened. It's wrapped up, and a judgment is made, and then you are able to end the cycle. Okay, because this comes right before the World card, which is the end of the cycle, the end of the trip through the enchanted forest. Okay, sometimes this is judging people, so you may not be judging someone in the future, but I do feel like some sort of ending is approaching. Every time I get the judgment card, I hear it's time. So it's not time just yet. Now, the next card that we have here is the oldest one. Now, this is number 5. 5 is the number for change. This is the Hierophant in other decks, which is kind of like the High Priest. Now, the oldest one here, this is the very first tree in the enchanted forest. And so he or she knows everything, has seen everything in this forest. This may be the main judge, but this is definitely a change. This is the number 5. So it could be that this Hierophant, High Priest, issues the judgment. But this has to do with a lot of other stuff, like traditions and big institutions. This could even speak of marriage. You know, marriage is a traditional institution. This can be big business. This can be a teacher of spirit. This is a spiritual teacher. A lot of the times the card will have somebody who looks like Merlin on it, and others will have this Hierophant look like the Pope. It's a spiritual leader, a spiritual authority in a way. So you're going to know which this is. If it has something to do with marriage or big business, or suddenly there's a teacher in your life, or everything changes because of the judgment issued by this particular wise elder. That's what this is. Okay. It might even be putting roots down somewhere, I just heard. And definitely wisdom here. You see this owl right up there. The owl is wisdom. Okay, that's all I'm getting from that. Now, this is your hope, and it is the Fool. It is the White Heart, a new beginning. You want something to be over and a new beginning to start. It's like you're tired of this. You are tired, exhausted. I mean, just look at how exhausted. She's so exhausted that she passed out. She doesn't even know she's covered in bunnies, okay? You're exhausted, you're sad, your heart is broken. It's not over just yet, and you just want it to be. You just want a new beginning. You don't want to be exhausted and brokenhearted and scared anymore. This is this card is also yours. It's an Aries card. Aries. You are the beginning of the zodiac. You are the you are also a cardinal sign, which begins things. Okay, so you just really want to start the spiritual journey all over again in purity, I'm hearing, because of this white heart. And there's something to you wanting to follow your heart, though it is broken. The next energy I've got here is the your current state of being. And I'm going to get the little book out for this. Or it's not really a little book. It's a good-sized book. Look at this book. It's so awesome. This is the Seeker of Challenges, which is the Knight of Swords. It's your own energy, not your energy, it's air energy, Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius energy. No, in this book there is character traits and then there's shadow traits. So when I get a people card like this, like a knight, I read the shadow traits. So it's quarrelsome, ruthless in the attainment of his goals, belligerent, hot-tempered, attacks with no warning, and must win at all costs. So there may be an air sign in your life that is in their anger and wanting to go to war here. There's somebody who is, ruthless and belligerent, hot-tempered. Wow. Quarrelsome, must win at all costs. You know, wow. Aries. Oh, you guys. You know what? I don't think that's you. This is just, you're exhausted. You're too exhausted and brokenhearted to be waging war like this here. You know? Well, you guys know what is what. This is your fear card. Okay, so this makes a lot of sense here. This is the black shuck, which is the card for death. Death is change, okay? And when he's in the reverse, I'm just feeling like you're afraid that nothing is going to change. Okay, this is also a major arcana card, so I want you to, this is a major energy in your divine blueprint. You were meant to feel this fear. You were meant to feel like you want to move on. Okay, look at the difference between this. Look at the difference here. This is your hope. This is your fear. Except it's in the reverse, meaning because this would be a good thing, right side up. It would be a great big honkin' change, wouldn't it? Upside down, it's not. There's no change. It's stagnancy. You want change. You want a new beginning. And you're tired of this dark energy you've been living in here, or that's been surrounding you. I mean, look at this. Look at this. This is a darker, scary energy that, I mean, I'm not saying that Black Shuck is something you should be afraid of, because he's not. He doesn't hurt anybody. He is really just sort of, he appears as kind of a omen, like a warning, and in that way he helps folks. But this is no change, and you don't want that. This is what you're afraid of. Now, this is your potential outcome, and I say potential because we have free will. This is the Eight of Challenges. This is where you're just so afraid you don't know what to do. This woman is caught in a magical bramble bush or thorn bush or whatever, and every time she tries to get away, she just gets more caught up in it. So she covers her eyes and doesn't want to move at all. She just gives up, and she just doesn't, you know, this is self-imprisonment because of fear. If you just calm down, if she would just calm down, take a few breaths, and let go of the fear, that could be the one thing that makes these magical plants withdraw from her. This makes me think a lot of that Harry Potter movie where you get caught up in those things and you have to relax to get through it. Otherwise, no bueno. This is pretty much the same idea, except these are ripping into her skin and making her bleed and stuff. So I just, if you get to this moment where you're so afraid that you don't know what to do, I always tell everybody, breathe through it, and do your best to not be afraid. Give yourself a few moments, and something may occur, okay? Like, do the opposite. But I'm sure that I'm feeling like the oracle cards are going to give you some advice, and they have definitely been pulling everything together. Now, this is the underlying energy of this entire reading, and something has come to light. This is moonlight, the moon. When it's right side up, it means there's some sort of trickery or deception going on, something you can't see, but you know that with your intuition that it's there. And look, there's more bunnies. Bunnies have, like I said, they represent fertility and sex. Something came to light, and that's what's at the root of all of this. Some kind of secret must have come out because of breaking away from bondage, from this lying devil energy here, because of something precious lost, and heated tempers, and feeling trapped by an unsurmountable force. Well, okay, I could just keep going on, but something came to light. I'm going to go ahead and get your wow, Aries, you're going through a hard time here. I'm sorry to see that. Like I said, big hugs. You know, if it helps you feel any better, all week, everybody's signs have been going through some negativity. So I think this is just something that's going on with everyone, maybe. But of course, you know, these are lessons that we got to look at in our own life. Pay attention to our own life and make sure our lives are working the way we want them to. All right, Father Nature, what can you tell Aries? What can you please give Aries some encouragement? Oh, everybody, please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and check out my books. Alrighty, let's see. At least 2 cards, please, for Aries. Something very helpful. Thank you. May I have... Oh, my goodness. All right. I'm going to... One fell right side up and one fell down. So I'm going to get the one that was right side up. And it is... Oh, no, your energy. Fire. Okay. And lightning. Passion and power. Wow. Okay, so what I'm feeling from this right away is, you see, this is the only spells, this is the only fire that you have, except, of course, for the heart, which is your energy. This is your energy. You're exhausted, and I felt like you're not just exhausted. Your passion might even be gone. Okay, that's what fire is. It's passion. It's energy itself. All you fire sign guys are energy. That's why you're such hard workers. That's why you are so eager to help others. You know, you shine with, you use all your energy in a day almost. You know, so I just feel like this whole experience that you got swept away in, got caught up in, has really depleted your fire. And I feel like Father Nature is telling you to reclaim it. Okay? Now let's go ahead and see. Oh, because fire and lightning are basically the same here, okay? Lightning is, when we talk about fire for the fire signs, lightning is a big part of that. It is fire too. So wow, okay, so this is really focusing, it's saying that your passion is your power. And also look at how this lights up the dark. And I was just saying how the moon, something came to light. Yeah. Oh, like, let's read fire first. I started singing that Journey song, Wheel in the Sky. I wonder why. In my head. Okay, so this is fire, this is passion, this is very Hawaiian-y. Okay, okay, hang on. Since the dawn of humankind, we've been fascinated by fire. Yep. As soon as early humans were able to make fire, it changed our lifestyle dramatically. Through its capacity to generate heat and light, fire made it possible to cook food, stay warm in cooler climates, and keep predators away at night. And of course, that huge furnace called the sun is the spark of life here on Earth, bringing not only the necessary warmth of this incredibly huge ball of fire, but also the life-giving rays of light emitted by that fire. In this card, a man is enacting an ancient ceremonial fire dance originating from Samoa. Oh, they're Samoans. At one time, performed to ignite the passion of warriors before battle. Fire can inspire other passions as well. We speak of being on fire, quote, or, quote, catching fire. Phrases signifying that we possess an intense desire or enthusiasm for something. No wonder that passion has come to be associated with fire. So here's the divination part. What are your passions? What turns you on? What ignites that inner flame, that creative spark? When you feel devoid of passion, consider what is missing in your life. Pardon me, I'm hiccuping again. Like I just said, you're devoid of passion right now. You're just exhausted. It is most likely an absence of, quote, fire in your belly, end quote, something that makes your heart beat faster and quickens your breathing. Passion is not something that comes from outside of you, although some events and circumstances can trigger it. It is an intensity of feeling, whether quietly experienced or enthusiastically expressed. Passion can simply be a strong feeling, or the sensation itself can be so powerful that it motivates you to act. This is too often associated exclusively with sexuality, which is certainly one way of experiencing it, yet it limits its meaning and demeans the broader possibilities. Open yourself to the truth of what you are passionate about and find a means to express it. Sounds like this is telling you to have a hermit moment. Hermits go inside, they do some circumspection, they meditate on themselves to see what brings them joy. This is saying do that, but find out what is your passion. What are you passionate about? And that will bring a lot of your fire back, okay? You know, there's a green man card in this deck, and I keep kind of hoping that that he'll come out, but he hasn't. All right, lightning, power. We see power all around us. It's in the mountains, meadows, and clouds. In fact, in every expression of nature. Yet there isn't a more dramatic display of nature's power than lightning. It electrifies and splits the atmosphere such that when the heated air comes rushing together, we hear thunder, the applause of the gods. Lightning sharpens our senses and triggers fear and awe. We see these forked beams of brilliant light jump from the sky, and our instinctual vigilance is triggered in anticipation of the roar that follows. We naturally seek shelter from the storm or are grateful that we are already being sheltered. This demonstration of the power of creation is yet another way to remind us that we are not in control of the natural world. When we witness nature's power with open hearts and minds, we see that it is neither destructive nor constructive. It simply is. Here's the divination part. The power available to you, the force of life itself, is neutral. It is neither inherently good nor bad. It is how you utilize it that will determine whether it is ultimately harmful or life-giving and congruent with the will of spirit that pulses through you. What is required is awareness of your intention, your values, and your willingness to act on them under the particular circumstances of your inquiry. Although you may see yourself as using this power for good, do not allow yourself to get caught up in the duality of good or bad in determining your decision or actions. Through prayer or ceremony, you can tap into this spiritual force, and by paying close attention to Spirit's prompting, your choice will ultimately be revealed to you, one that is beyond your typical perspective. From there, you can continue to access this divine power that is the very force driving the universe. So, this is saying, this is not bad karma. This is simply the reaction of the universe. Okay? This is not punishment. This is probably just a way to see your true intentions. We do a lot of stuff without really knowing exactly what is at the root of it. We do a lot of stuff without really knowing why. Until these types of moments, we're going, come along in our life and we go, why did this happen? Why did this happen? So I think that these two cards did what I asked them to do. It's comfort. It's showing you, look, this isn't, you're not being punished, and this is like, well, what do you really want? This is like, think about this. Think about you. What is really, truthfully, your purest intentions for yourself? And I think that once this becomes clear to you, you won't be afraid anymore. Okay? All right, Aries. Big hugs. That's your reading. I kind of hope it didn't resonate with you, but if it does, like I said, big hugs, and you're going to get through this. This is going to be past, and everything will be a lot better one day. So, all right, that's what I have for you. See you next time.